Hey everyone, I hope you are well. Hope you guys had a lovely Christmas and we're heading into the new year. So, I'm bringing you the video today by Mina He about the UK's tarot card for 2023. Now, last year, because I was actually going to do this, but I keep forgetting. Last year, the UK's card was the strength card. Now, how I did it, because there's many different dates for the UK. The 25th of December 1801 or the 1st, but a lot of astrologers, especially British astrologers, have said that the UK is they're the 1st of January. So I did 1 add 1, add 2, add 2, add 2, which was 8. So it equaled the strength card. So we have the strength card for the UK and also the strength card with the star card. So it was 2 major arcana cards. So what this was showing me for the UK, because the strength card is the Leo card. And I think I looked at the UK chart, and the progress chart is Leo anyway. So that actually made sense. So yeah, so the strength card, it is very much I say is like the higher octave of Leo, and it's showing, obviously when it's up or reversed, it is about courage, confidence, that you've in a way of independence and showing courage in all what you've been through. And it's of a lady or even an angel with the lion, and she looks like she's closing the lion's mouth or she's taming the lion. So it's actually a great card to have if you've overcome anything. And it's about you're connecting to your confidence, the strength, but also the animal instincts within you. You're going to shine. You're going to show people what you're about. And obviously when it's reversed, it's, it's more or less the same thing. Obviously with reverse, it's, it's not so bad having the strength card. But, I feel that in this country, we will probably go through the reverse of this card. I feel, because obviously the lower vibration of Leo is ego, wanting fame for fame's sake, ego, egotistical and not listening, being stubborn to a fault, and not wanting others to shine except yourself. And I felt, again, like I said, I felt that it was a lot of that was going on in 2022. And if you're going with this strength card, it is, I felt that, instead of us in this country going to like the high vibration, it was going to like the low vibration of it. Like it was showing strength in adversary, but also going to the low vibration of it, i.e. as in not listening to what's actually the facts of life, basically the facts, and not wanting to be seen by the world, even though, especially when it came to like, you could say with the whole Harry and Meghan situation, definitely, they were shining a light on the drama of the UK media. And instead of the UK media actually, taking everything in, it was just like lots of denials. So you can show strength, but you're still denying. So you're still showing the stiff upper lip type of thing. So yeah, I felt that was a bit of a low vibration going on, which was a bit of a shame. But I felt that, the people that were going to the higher vibration of it, they were showing that, like, you know what, I've come through a lot, you know, the past 2 years have been quite hell. Let me just, it's not about just getting on with it, because I think in this country we've been past that. It's more like, I'm going to show my emotions. I'm going to show if I'm happy or not. I'm not going to be afraid to, I'm not going to be afraid to go it alone. I'm not going to be afraid to start something I've always wanted to. I'm not going to be afraid to start a new relationship. My happiness really comes first. It also showed, I feel, that I'm going to be in sort of like my individual self. You know, I did feel a lot of people weren't really afraid to go it alone this year. And obviously we're going to, during the years, especially this decade, we're going to see a lot more of that happening. So, yes. But yeah, obviously on the other side, it was like just not being rational, you know, just no, that type of thing. So that was like the low, that so, and not only that, there was a lot of eights going on with the, lot of eights going on with the UK as well, with the the 8 of Wands. Let's not forget, which is about movement. You know, whenever we see the Wands card, it is about movement, it's about action, it's about following things through. You know, so that's one of the reasons why I said I do feel that people were initiating new action, enterprises as well, going their own way. When it came to the money situation, we had the when it came to the money side of things, obviously money wise, you know, we're going through, you know, in the UK, we're going through like a recession. I think all over the world anyway, but there's like a recession going on. Uranus in Taurus is in this UK's 8th house. So that's playing a catastrophic craziness going on here. And also we have, what else do we have? We also have, you know, the eight of Pentacles. Yeah, the 8 of Pentacles for this chart is, for this UK, is about craftsmanship. It's a Sun in Virgo card. And it did feel, even though there was people like, you know, they were had this sort of epiphany of how they wanted to work, whether it's for themselves or in their job, there was this sort of like buckling down, really had to buckle down and be very productive. There was some instances, even when I was working, that we tried to go back to how things used to be, i.e. working to the grind, not taking breaks, getting paid very little. But, you know, as long as you're working, that was all good, you know. But, and I felt obviously that's the low vibration of this. But I felt with the 8 of Pentacles, with the UK chart, with the UK, it did feel that, you know, if you had like a passion project, you have to put the work in. You know, this card is definitely about skills. So I did find, even me myself, there's things that I'm working on, and I did feel that, you know, you had to like really put the work in, or try to find a way to put the work in into something that you enjoy doing. And also, it did also feel that if you wanted like to be promoted or anything, you had to work extra hard for some strange reason. It felt like we was going back to last decade, which we are actually not. So yeah, but all in all, if you know, whatever you've done, whatever you put the work into, you know, I feel that some of us did get results. We did get some gains, but it felt like we had to really sort of like struggle, or, you know, just not take care of ourselves while we were doing it, which wasn't that great. So that was the money side. I feel when it comes to like the mental, it was the 8 of Swords, which whenever we see this card, it feels very like, oh my God. So the 8 of Swords for 2022 is about, you know, it's someone that is like blinded, but they're also trapped. So even how we spoke, because, you know, mental health is very big now. It's not like to be looked down on. You know, we all have it. We all suffer from it in our own way. And it did feel that there was, especially in this country, because this country's got this stiffer up lip thing going on. And I felt that it did feel that, you know, there was things that needed to be said and spoken about, but it was, a lot of it was brushed under the table. There was things that were seen and not said. There was things that there was obviously a problem, but it was, again, it was, oh no, we're going to just deny this. We're going to just, you know, but it actually made the situation worse. You know, so even if you were in a relationship, you know, there's problems, you just ignored it because you want to keep this, you know, this facade of everything is fine, everything's wonderful, everything is beautiful, but it actually just makes things worse. So I did feel in 2022, there was lots of problems happening here, but it was brushed under the table. It was glossed over a lot, which actually brought out people's, especially on social media, brought out people's like anger and their frustration, because every time there was like a denial, things were just constantly creeping up, you know. Then when it comes to like the emotions, we had the Eight of Cups, which is the Saturn in Pisces card. And Saturn is going in Pisces next year. So this is about, you know, I feel like emotionally, because this country is very emotional. We have the moon in Cancer in the 10th house. So our emotions are out there, even though it's tried to be controlled. It is, this card is about turning your back, but also there's also a solution. So I felt that there were some people that decided in 2022 that there was things that they had to leave. They had to, whether it's a relationship or a job, anything that you felt was holding you down emotionally, you had to leave it, and you had to find yourself, or you had to find that perfect. You had to find a job. You had to find that relationship. You had to find out how to love yourself. But essentially, I felt that some of us really had to work hard on finding our true selves, whether it's our true passions. And that takes a lot of work, guys. It takes a lot of work. And there was a lot, even like on social media, there was a lot of constant talking and chattering and, you know, but I felt that once that decision was made, it was made. And it's not to say that it was done in a harsh way. It was just made in a way that was a long time coming, you know, because this card is also showing me, especially for this year, because this is, you know, this is an emotions card. It's showing me that whatever was left this year, you know, things in the new year, in 2023, you're going to see how far and hard you come, and seeing especially how things are worth it. This year felt very much like a number 8 anyway, is a Saturn number anyway. It's very much a Saturn number. And it is, you can get abundant, you can get gains, especially material gains. It's also about leadership as well. Remember, it's Saturn. But you do have to put the work in, and there is like, it's also, the Saturn is about karma. It's about karma repercussions. But I did feel that, I felt that there's certain people that probably did, not even like what was coming to them. It just felt like there was things that they were used to, and it's not happening right now. It's not going to happen no more. It may be a generational shift, or just maybe because the tide has now turned, or, you know, people are really opening their eyes. So yeah, the number 8, it does rule. It's a karmatic number, and it is of hard work, but it is also about, you know, if you really put the work in and devote your time to things, you will get gains. You will get you know, you will get, you know, worldly things. You will get, yeah, you can get like material things, but it's about the work. It's about learning your lessons as well. So I thought there's a lot of lessons that were learned in 2022. So when we come now to the number 9 card for 2023 for the UK, it's an end of a journey. And the number 9, it is a Mars card. The number 9 is also the Hermit card. So the number 9, it represents humanitarianism. So it's like Aquarius. And again, it is to do with endings that are happening. So whatever we were bound to or tied to or restricted to in number 2023, we're going to now see there's like a huge ending that's going to be happening. That we're completing something, we're freeing ourselves from something as well. So there's a lot of fulfillment. And again, when we end something, it's never easy. It's never, so for some people it's hard, but for some of us it's not easy. So we're going into the number 9, but also we're going into Hermit, which is ruled by Virgo. And it's funny because I'll talk about it after. But yeah, we're going to the Hermit card. And I actually like the Hermit card. I actually really like it. I feel that the UK does need that Hermit mode, because from 2020, the beginning of this decade, we went through number 6 to number 7, and now number 8, and now we're at number 9. So we're ending of a sort of like a karmatic journey that's happening. Obviously, in 2024, we got the Wheel of Fortune and so on. So, whenever we see the Hermit, it's like an old man with a lantern, and he looks like he's going down. He looks very, for some people it's in their own thoughts, but for some people it's like sadness, loneliness. It could be, depression, but it also could be very wise. But it is about silent reflection, the Hermit card. So this country, we're going to be feeling that on a whole level, Whenever we see this Hermit card as well, it's the Hermit message to the UK is reflection. It's about listening to that voice. It's also about being guided by our own thoughts, free will, and being in touch with things that we've never been in touch with. So yes, I feel that is that time. And there's a saying, my sister said it actually, that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, and that's what this Hermit means. So I feel a lot of us are looking, or definitely are going to be looking for guidance. I can see that there's going to be a lot more maybe wanting to be alone or being happy to be alone. A lot. This is, remember, this is Virgo card. So Virgo is to do with the work. It's, the opposite twist is Pisces. So it's about work life. It's also about health and wellness and pets. So I can see some of us, again, there could be a lot more working for the self, could be quitting jobs, wanting to be alone, and seeking wisdom, solitude, looking at what we're eating, looking at our health and wellness, healing ourselves, really healing, and just trying to be open. On the other side of this is like, because this is a card of introspection, reflection. On the other side of when it's down, it's like people may refuse to be like that. They want to carry on until how the world used to be. So there may be that side of, I want to be around a lot of people, so I don't have to listen to what's going on. I want to, I want noise, I want this, I want that, I want chaos. And Virgo is not about chaos. This card is not about chaos. This card is really showing us that we have to confront things that are no longer working, and it's across the board, and really listen to what's going on within. The other cards are and also not only that, I even forgot to say for the number 8 of for the 2022. We had the strength. We also did have the star card, which is you know, it's a lovely card to have. It's an Aquarius card. So it's like it's very much about things are going to get better, optimism. It's very positive. So that's one of the reasons why I did think also that it's, you know, on the one hand with the strength card, you know, the up and downside is, you know, we can work with, you know, uplifting ourselves, having confidence. And with the star card as well, it's giving that. And obviously with the shadow side of this card is, you know, some of us may get quite stuck in our thoughts, could be quite resentful. We could be not wanting to listen to anyone. Remember, this is fixed signs. We could be cutting ourselves away from people, cutting ourselves away from things that are very positive in our lives. We want to be going our own way, but not listening to anyone. So it it definitely felt like it definitely felt like a fixed year, you know. And also we had the year of the tiger, which is Aquarius, you know. So it felt very much a fixed year. I'm a bit all over the place with this, so sorry about that, guys. So yes, so with the Hermit card, so what I just spoke about, the Hermit, I feel that's going to be the main theme, you know. And we also have with this Hermit the Moon card. So we've come from a fixed time to the Moon card is Pisces, and I'm going to talk about Saturn in Pisces anyway. But the Hermit with the Moon card, these are oppositions, like with Libra. I mean, like with Leo and Aquarius, the Star and the Strength card. So there's going to be some polar opposites happening. And I feel with this, yes, the Hermit card is the main card, but you can see it as outer or you can see it as inner. With the Moon card, it is very much about our emotions. It's also about us paying attention to our emotions. The Moon also rules hormones, especially for, you know, women or people that are women. So because this is a Pisces card, and Pisces does rule, you know, spirituality, emotions. It also can rule deceit. It also can rule, you know, lies and illusions. So we can, I feel this may be emotional inside, that emotions wise can be very up and down. We could be seeing things that are not really seen, but we can also see things before they actually happen. This card is actually showing me that it can be very much an emotional intuition is going to be very strong, I feel, this year in 2023. You know, psychic ability. I feel that a lot of us are going to be tuning in to other people and seeing what is great and what is not so great. So and you know, because Pisces is about, in a way, because ruled by the 12, is about confinement. This and the Hermit card, it goes very well together. Yes, we are going to be pulled into different directions in the UK, but I feel that if we're listening to our emotions and seeking that solitude, you know, we are raised into that higher vibration of things. So yes, and again on the lower end as well, we could be denying that. We could be not connecting to ourselves. We could be going to the dark side of addictions with this. Our emotions can be very up and down, and we don't know whether we're coming or going. So yes, it feels like, you know, we're coming to the end of a journey, but we are also tapping in, which we need to. I wouldn't be surprised if we started seeing a lot more of emotions coming, and emotions coming from people we never even expected. Because, you know, 2022 was like holding on, keeping strong, keeping, you know, not wanting to show. But now this year we are going to be showing. The other cards for this is the Nine of Wands. And it does represent, you know, territory. So we you know, on one hand, like especially when it comes to like our energy, it is about strength and determination as well, but it's also about recovery, this card. And again, because it's number 9, I feel that a lot of us are going to be, there's going to be this sense of, you know what, I've done it. I'm, you know, yes, we can still be very defensive and everything, but I do feel a lot of us are going to be like, you know what, I've come through it. It was a long journey. You know, I may have felt bruised because this card, the person is bruised and battered, is defending its territory. I feel that physically wise, I feel a lot of us are going to be coming through things, whether it's physical health, emotional, mental, anything health, anything creative. I feel that I feel that a lot of people are going to be having finished what they started. I feel a lot more people will be, because this is a Moon in Sagittarius card. So there's going to be a little bit more optimism. There could be some traveling that goes on, but it's about endings. So I feel some people will be moving in a better direction because you've started something and now finishing it. And also when this card is about territory, I feel some people, whatever you're putting out there, you're going to be defending it. You're not going to let no one take the piss with you. I feel also that there's going to be a bit of there's going to be a strength that comes out. People won't be able to take the mick because you're showing a different side. Like how I used to be, it has now ended. You know, what I started is now ended. Okay. There's a new side coming out. So I feel physically there's going to be a bit more fire that was not seen before. And we have the 9 of Pentacles, which is about independence and abundance as well. Like we've accomplished things. There can be a lot of, we're coming from the 8, we're coming to the 9 now. So I feel that a lot more people will start to get more abundance, and that's obviously due to the hard work that they put in from 2022. This is also this is a Venus in Virgo card. So I feel some people will feel more financially accomplished. I do see a lot more people being self-employed, moving into self-employment. Yes, there can be some worries, but it does feel like things will be okay as long as you start to make that move, as long as you start to, you know, make headway into that. Because this card is a lovely card. It's a card of you know, independence. You know, you're not going to be like financially worried so much because you'll be earning your own finances. In some cards, they say this card is about abundance, pregnancy as well. So there could be things that you are, some of us maybe feeling, some of us may be very fertile right now. There's things that we are growing from the belly or the womb, and it's now going to be springing forth. So yes, obviously the lower vibration is that, you know, if you're dependent on someone, it's no longer going to be there. So it could be from the government, it could be from, you know, your spouse. So if you're dependent and you just think that's always going to be like that, that's no longer going to be there. This card is showing to try and be independent. There can be a bit of stinginess when we're going through Virgo now. There can be some stinginess, but it's also about looking at your finances and seeing how far you can go. We have when it comes to like mentally, we have the 9 of Swords, which is a Mars in Virgo card. And this is, you know, whenever we see this card, I think we all know what it's about. It's about unhappiness. It's about anxiety. It can be depression. It can be regrets. It doesn't, for me, it doesn't feel like that you can relax. It feels like you're going over stuff in your head, and you know it's time to go to sleep. It's just not going to be working because you just keep going over things and there's no relaxation. So yes, I feel a lot of people can in UK be a lot more anxious, worrying more because of the whole what's going on in this country. But remember, it's endings. So I feel that if you've had it in 2022 and you're still going through it in 2028, I was going to say 2028. There might be a reason for that. But yeah, still going through in 2023. It's gonna be ending. You still may have to go through it to get to the other side, because sometimes this card is showing me sometimes when we are anxious about anything, or we can't relax, it's because we're trying to bury something that has to be spoken about, something that has to be said. And the fact that this is a Mars in Gemini card, Mars is in Gemini, it's retrograde at the moment. So that's going to be played out in the first 2 months of this year of 2023 anyway. So yes, there's a lot of that. I do feel it will be great for a lot of us to get out more, do some type of form of exercise just to help release the endorphins in our mind. It will actually help us not overthink too much. Even when it comes to like business, we may think that we've got less, and it's not really the case. A lot of it is in our mind. I do feel a lot of us really will be in our minds a lot. That's one of the reasons why. And the Hermit card is Mercury, so we are going to be in our mind, but we also listen to our hearts from the Moon card. So yes, there can be some of that happening. When we come to like ourselves emotionally, it's a really great card. We have the 9 of Cups, and it's a Jupiter and Pisces card, which has left now. And this is about wishes. This is about anything you wish, it can actually happen. It's also, I feel that any wishes and dreams that you are working on or you have worked on, it can now come to full fruition. It's actually a lovely card for us. I feel that you know, if a relationship ends, a new one begins. If you are even with a job, friendships, if you're wishing for something really beneficial to happen to you, I believe that it will come. So it actually ends really well. This card also showed me that emotionally our vibrations can be quite high as long as we work on it. So we are going into Pisces and we're going to Pisces and Virgo year. And not only that, we're going into Year of the Rabbit, which is Pisces. So things will be a little bit more calmer. Not only are we ending things, we are also being in tune with things as well. So yeah, it ends really well. But speaking of all things of the UK, is that I also feel that, you know, speaking of that, we have Saturn going into Pisces. And this country, UK, we have Pisces in the 6th house. And we have Pluto and Pisces in the 6th house. We're going through, for Pisces in general, Pluto will be in Aquarius. It will be in the 12th house. And the fact that this will be in this UK 6th house is showing that when it comes to work life is definitely going to be changing. How we, you know, for generally Pisces anyway, Pluto going into the 12th, you're going to be like reconstructing, but also transforming when it comes to releasing and letting go. And there's going to be, things can become very intense. And the fact that this country is going to be in this country's 12th house is going to be even more greater. You know, there's been a lot that's been said and going on here. And again, it's definitely to do with like selective amnesia, things that have to be said, things that have to be spoken about in the past. It's always brushed under the carpet. And the fact that this country's Pluto and Pisces in the 6th house is going to be highlighting all of these themes. Because when Saturn goes into Pisces in this country's 6th house, this is going to be changing things when it comes to the work and when it comes to how we are with pets, when it comes to how we are with our physical health, physical, mental, and emotional. I feel there's going to be a lot more emphasis on this. I feel that when it comes to work, how we work now is going to definitely change. It's not going to be, it's going to be a case of working with our feelings, with our emotions. It's not going to be like that grind that's been happening for the past of my lifetime. I feel that people will, there'll be more caring coming toward fruition. And on the, obviously on the shadow side is like some people may think that they're working really hard and it comes to the fact they're not. So a lot of people's jobs positions are really going to be changing. A lot of people's you know, there may be a self-employed, but I also feel that creativity is going to be playing big time. It's like people are going to be working a lot more within the arts, caring a lot more, but it's going to be transformed. There's going to be things that are going to be dug up. Is going to be definitely transformed, and it's going to be quite shocking. But it's also, it can be quite scary. But it's also going to be like, okay, this was supposed to happen. Saturn being in, another thing also what's going to be happening is between now and 20 years is that you know, this country's, we've been going through the fourth house with Pluto being in this Pluto in Capricorn in this country's fourth house, because we've got Capricorn in the fourth, so it's been going through this country's fourth house for the past 15 years, which actually felt a lot longer, guys, don't you think? And yeah, it's been showing on a big sense about how, you know, coming to home, how home was very important, hierarchy, patriotism, not wanting to move with the times. A lot of that has been coming forth, and you know, I feel that wherever Pluto falls in your house chart, that should be highlighted, or good or bad, it should just be highlighted. But now it's going to be in, for the next 20 years, this country is going to have, we got Aquarius in the fifth, and that's going to be very telling, because when Pluto goes into Aquarius, remember this country's rising sign is Libra, and it's going to be in Libra's fifth house. It's going to be, the moon sign is Cancer, and it's going to be in Cancer's eighth house. And this country is going for a big transformation, guys. Big, big, big time. It's going to be, this country is Capricorn, and it's in the second, Capricorn's going through the second house. So finances are going to transform. How we are in relationships, how we're interacting with others. All of that's going to be transformed. But also, because Aquarius is in the fifth, that's going to be big transform for the next 20 odd years until we go through our Pluto return in Pisces in 2043. So between now and 2043, our fifth house is going to be shining this light on creativity, love. I was even going to say abundance, but even fifth house is also to do with self-employment. And there's going to be this major, I feel there's going to be a major push for that. But I also feel that creativity will bloom. It will bloom. And it should. I feel that how we are, I also feel that, maybe because of Libra, it's going to be in Libra's fifth house, and also because Aquarius is in the fifth house. I feel when it comes to like dating and relationships, that's also going to be transformed big time. It's going to be like what you're used to. I feel that what we are used to in terms of relationships, or even fun, because the fifth house is do like fun and dating. I feel that if you are used to dating a certain type of person, that's going to be changed. That's going to be like, because you know, we're all influenced by the media. We're all influenced by celebrities. We're all influenced. And it's going to be a case of, you know, what we're used to seeing as beauty is no longer going to be like that. Because, you know, this country, we have Uranus in the eighth, and that is transforming not only this country's finances, it's also transforming the standards of beauty. We are also digging deep and seeing what is actual beauty and what actually is beautiful in terms of how we spend our money, what we spend our money on, how we're looking after our body, what we are eating. So, yes, so I come back to the 5th house with the Libra and Aquarius in the 5th. I feel when it does come to dating, some people may go back to what they consider beautiful, not what society or what celebrity is beautiful. I also feel that marginalized people will be at the forefront of the arts. And it could be marginalized across the board. It's not necessarily color, it's just people that are not seen completely. They will be at the forefront. They'll be transforming arts and creativity, and there'll be a different type that's coming forth, something very futuristic. It could be me wishful thinking, but I feel that the time is actually coming, because I was thinking, how come this country feels so stuck? Then I realized, oh, it's in the 4th house. So it really does make sense. Yeah, so I could be wishful thinking, but I feel that, and I said before, and I think a lot of us astrologers and tarot readers have said that the planets never lie. So yeah, once again, I was thinking, but then I realized wherever a planet is, but also wherever the sign is, it really does play out. So it'll be very interesting next year, not only because Saturn's in Pisces. That's going to be changing a lot of us when it comes, because Saturn is ending, in fact, it's in Pisces from 1993, 94 to 96. That's when the last time it was happening, where the cycle actually began in 1996, but still we were working on ending in the 90s. And this country has come through a long way. It's really changed from then, and we're going to see a lot more changes happening, and a lot of it won't be great. A lot of the changes won't be great, and we'll be seeing that next year. We will be seeing, and also the nodes are changing. It's going to be hitting this country's 1st house, Libra, so all these changes are happening in the UK. And the fact that a new generation's coming up, especially the Pluto in Libra, the people that are 71, 72 to 1984, and the Pluto in Saggy, the 1995 to 2008 kids, they're coming up, they're changing things. It's going to be, on some cases, it'll be challenging, because this country's Capricorn. It doesn't really do well with change. It doesn't do well with new things, but it's going to be like that, unfortunately. And we're not all going to like it, And I feel with Saturn being in Pisces, we've come to an end of a cycle, but we're also going to be bringing out something different of ourselves. And even with the tarot cards of Virgo and Pisces, that is going to be heralding this change that's going to be happening for us. We'll be looking at this, it's not even just 2023 differently, just like the whole time, from like 2023 going forward, like, wow, because it definitely can feel that the 2020s are going to be beginning next year. And it's also funny that, we've come into an end of a cycle, of the Saturn cycle, which, started in 96 and it's ending now in 2003. So yeah, very interesting times, guys. But yeah, that's my take on like the UK's tarot card and a little other stuff. Thank you guys very much for watching. Let me know what you think of this video, and feel free to like, share and subscribe, and I will speak to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.